Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my new video where we are going to go over my top 5 tips that I think every single Anivia player needs to know. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is LowFit. I do educational content, I do tips videos, guide videos, and I also stream here on YouTube. My goal behind this video is to make you a better League of Legends player, as well as to give you a better understanding of Anivia as a champion. I'm going to put timestamps all throughout my videos if you would like to skip around, if you want to skip an intro, or if you have a really good understanding of a particular tip. You can contact me directly. I'm going to pin my Discord in the comments down below, as well as you can hit that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified when I go live on my streams. I'm going to be streaming some Clash tonight if that interests you at all. And next up, with this format, I'm a bit limited as I'm only going to be doing 5 tips. I don't want my videos to go too long, so make sure to add your own Anivia tips down below. I know that there's a extremely big one-trick community around Anivia because she is a very unique champion type, and I really heavily encourage you guys to put your thoughts down below. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the first tip. Alright, and getting into the first tip, I want to give you guys a couple of things you can look to take advantage of when you are playing your E. If you aren't familiar with the spell, Anivia blasts her target with the freezing wind, dealing 150 magic damage plus some scalings. If a target was recently stunned by Anivia or damaged by a fully formed glacial storm, they take double damage. So, how you can look to maximize your damage when you are playing Anivia in a very short period of time is taking advantage of the relatively slow missile speed that comes out of your E. And how you can look to do this is you do not have to throw out your E when it is fully formed. You can wait until the glacial storm is about to be fully formed and then throw out your E right before. Because of the missile speed taking a while to get there, you will be able to throw out your E way before that happens, and you can take advantage of just being able to throw out a lot of damage quickly is rather important in League of Legends, as you want to play around people's inability to react extremely quickly, particularly in lower elos. And as the E says, when you are playing Anivia and you stun a target, you do not have to throw out the E when they are stunned. You will still get that double damage on them after they are stunned for a limited amount of time. But if you wait too long after the stun, you will not get the bonus E damage. So be extremely careful if you're looking to take full advantage of the duration that you are going to be getting a empowered E after the Q is stunned. But this is really important to understand because you do not have to wait for your E cooldown to be up to throw out your Q. Because it is a relatively short cooldown, you can wait for the frostbite to happen a little bit after the stun when you are going on that. So if you guys have any questions about this tip, you can hit me up in the comments down below. And that wraps up this tip. Alright, and jumping into tip number 2, when you are playing Anivia, a rather basic combo, is when you are looking to set up a pick, you are getting a wall behind them, cutting off a escape route that they are looking to do, throwing down your R, and then looking to see which way they are going to look to dodge when you are about to throw out your Q. Now, the first thing I want you guys to think about when you have them in this situation of having a wall up and your ult down on them is, first of all, if they are just standing still waiting for you to Q, just hit them with the frostbite. Do not be the first. You do not have to be the first one to react when they are in this situation. They are in a situation they really need to get out of. They need to start moving in a direction to get out of your ultimate and to get away from this wall. So if they're one of those weird people that are actually going to wait for you to throw out your Q so they know which way to go, let them just sit in your ultimate and start getting those empowered E stacks on them when they are looking to do that. Next up, when they are looking to dodge, you want to, in general, particularly in lower elos, if a target commits to a certain way of getting out of the storm and the wall combo, they are, in general, they are going to keep moving in that direction. So if you see them trying to get out of the wall by going to the right direction, just throw out your Q with a slight slant to the right way so you can know that you are going to hit them if they're going to go that way. But however, the more damage that you are going to be able to do to the target, the better. So even if they dodge your Q and they start going, they start moving to the left, even though they started to commit to the right, they are still going to be taking a lot of damage from your ultimate. So in general, when you are playing Anivia, sometimes delaying your Q on targets that are looking to juke heavily when they are in your storm is going to put you in a rather advantageous situation. So make sure to take full advantage of this when you are playing Anivia and you are setting up these picks that are particularly effective when you can increase the amount of terrain with the wall and really force them into some very bad situations. And that will wrap up tip number 2. Alright, and jumping into the third tip, I want to talk about a tip that I think is rather important for you guys to get a really good understanding of the kit when you are playing Anivia. Now, the most important spell in my opinion to get really good at is the Q when you are playing Anivia, and as you can tell, it has a insanely slow missile speed that can be dodged out really quickly. If they have movement speed, they can run away from it quite easily if you're throwing it at a max range. So how you can look to take advantage of this is if they think they're going to be able to outrun it, but you throw your Q out and then you cut off the direction with the W, it is going to really get them in a position where they are going to get hit by that Q that they are not originally thought that they were going to get hit from. So making sure that you use your W to augment your Q pick can really help you quite a bit. How you can further increase this is you can look to hit people with Qs and hit them from a farther range by bumping them into your Q with your W. As you see, there is a displacement when you place down a wall on a target, and getting really good with getting that airborne is going to be rather important in repositioning enemies when you hit them with Ws. As it is a rather skinny line, you want to be able to understand exactly where you need to hit them to make them go airborne and reposition them into your Q or maybe into a glacial storm that you are right about to form. So go into the practice tool, turn on the auto refresh cooldown, and get really good at your wall placement and moving people around in a way that you would like to do that. And then this is going to just help you hit so many more of the flash frosts when you are playing Anivia, and effectively increase the range of your Q because you can block them from escape paths that they would have otherwise been able to outrun or get away from your Q. And that will wrap up tip number 3. Alright, and jumping into tip number 4, I'm going to cover a couple of things that you can really look to do to take advantage of the champion and its kit when you are playing Anivia. So when you are playing Anivia, your strength just absolutely skyrockets when you are in condensed areas, as whenever you do play a control mage, particularly Anivia with her slow stuns and terrain generation, she can really take a lot of advantage of people being in really condensed areas. So if you're ever getting chased down, or if you're looking for picks, always keep in the back of your mind, when you are playing Anivia, you are a lot stronger in choke points, where it is a lot easier to hit people with your Q, as you can cover pretty much the entire lane when you are in the jungle, and it is just a lot easier to set up your glacial storm, as they can. It is extremely hard for them to go through certain areas, as you will have immense DPS if they try and walk through your glacial storm's full effect into you. So it is always extremely safe when you are looking to play Anivia to kind of fade into areas that have really condensed choke points. So for example, if you're mid laning and you are just looking to lane, leaning a little bit to the side where you can cover a huge area and really protect yourself is going to be beneficial, as opposed to just being right in the dead smack center of the lane. Making sure that you are fading towards a really condensed area is really going to give you a lot more power when you are playing Anivia. Second thing that I want to talk about that is really important when you are playing Anivia, and in general too, she has an extremely expensive item build in a lot of different situations, and she takes a while to scale up. So how you can look to to augment this is when you are playing Anivia, and the scuttle is just a very easy kill for you, as you have the stun, and you have some slows, and you have really good DPS out of your glacial storm. You can really take out those scuttles quite quickly if your jungle is not in the position to do so. Do not be shy in taking those scuttles, as it is a really nice decent amount of gold. You get a little bit of mana return, and you get a little bit of vision control, helping either your top, your bot, or yourself with the vision control on the river. And that will wrap up this tip. Alright, and getting into the final tip, I want to talk about something that is very particular to Anivia, and how you can look to use your teleport in a rather strange way. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this, but you are actually able to use your teleport when you are in your egg form, but you do have to start casting it when you are a little bit in your bird form, as you are unable to use summoners when you are in your egg. If you start it a little bit early, you are able to continue the channel when you are playing Anivia, and just making sure that you are not getting stun when you are in that bird form when you first start doing it is going to be rather important, particularly if you're playing as champions that are very CC heavy. You really want to keep track of their ability usage. For example, something like a Xerath using his E stun, you want to make sure that he has that down while you are looking to use your teleport out in the egg form. There are a bunch of different ways you can look to pull this off in different situations, so make sure to just kind of experiment with it, but this is just a really standard way where you can look to just get some really clutch outplays on your enemy and getting away, particularly if you are a player that likes to overextend a little bit and really go for some gutsy calls. So that'll be wrapping up my final tip. If you guys have any questions for me, you can hit me up in the comments down below, and as always guys, take it easy.